Assalamualaikum and greeting to Professor Tajul Arifin. Alright, so we are Group A49 and we consist of 3 members, which is myself, Muhammad Faris, Ms. Shamila and Ms. Magalashmi. So today we're going to present about the impact of a minimum wage on employment through a multi-factor analysis. What is minimum wage? So minimum wage is the lowest legal wage that employers can pay their workers. So aim at ensuring a basic standard of living. While it seeks to alleviate poverty and reduce income inequality, opinions on its effect vary. Supporters argue it boosts productivity and local demands, while critics warn it may lead to job losses, especially in the small businesses. Focusing on Malaysia, so minimum wage laws were introduced in 2013 with a current rate set at 1,500 ringgit Malaysia for Peninsular Malaysia and 1,200 ringgit for East Malaysia as of 2022. So this law significantly impacts small businesses which often operate on the tight margins. So increased labour costs can affect their profitability and employment levels as well, so making them particularly vulnerable. So here you can see a graph illustrating the trend of a minimum wage rates in Malaysia over the years. So in our study, we examined the impact of a minimum wage policies on the small businesses in Malaysia, particularly in sectors like retail and food services. So we analysed 32 years of data from 1991 to 2023. So sourced from the World Bank and Malaysia's Department of Statistics. So small businesses face a unique challenges due to the rising labour costs, so which can lead to downsizings or increased prices. So it's crucial to find a balance between ensuring workers' welfare and maintaining a business sustainability. Our research objective focused on assessing the effect of minimum wage laws on employment levels, so business operations and as well as overall economic stability. So we aim to provide actionable insights for policymakers to help to balance the needs for fair wages and with the sustainability of small businesses. So additionally, we will explore potential short-term solutions such as subsidies or tax breaks to alleviate the financial burden on these enterprises.
The relationship between minimum wage and employment has been widely debated. Brown found that 10% increase in minimum wage typically reduced teenager employment by 1 to 3%. However, Esterly argues that in low-wage sectors like retail and fast food, higher minimum wage can actually increase employment, challenging traditional economic prediction. Carl and Kruger further dispute this by finding no reduction in fast food employment in USC following a minimum wage hike. On the other hand, Nero and Corella found consistent negative effect of minimum wage increase in employment. Turning to unemployment, Augustine Wu Chong-Hu and David raised concern that higher minimum wage could increase unemployment as employer may hire few workers due to higher wage costs. Other studies like Glory suggest that minimum wage increase can have a non-linear impact with short-term benefit for youth but potentially long-term negative effect. Regarding labor force participation, studies like CORE suggest that higher minimum wage may encourage more people to join the workforce. However, Wiesel and Tran found that effect is complex, with some evidence suggesting that higher minimum wage may decrease participation due to job turnover or non-wage composition, school enrollment. Finally, Newberg and Boschen found that higher minimum wage can reduce school enrollment as teens substitute work for education. This is supported by Wiesman, who noted that the higher wages may lead to students, particularly those in low-income jobs, to prioritize work over education. However, some studies like Pacheco and Kushinak suggest mixed results, with some youth actually enrolling more to effects of minimum wage laws. Study shows mixed results on the relationship between minimum wage increase and inflation. Majesco and Strategy found a positive impact, especially on food prices. However, the Centre for Future Work in Australia report no consistent relationship between wage hike and inflation. Chong also suggests inflation is more influenced by demand during festival, not wages. On the other hand, found that higher real wage in East Java led to lower inflation. Hasan observed a small price increase in US restaurant after wage hike. Overall, the impact of minimum wage increase on inflation remains controlled.
Good day everyone, my name is Sharmila and I am from group A49. Today I will present on two main sections which are methodology, result and discussion from our study on the impact of minimum wage on employment, a multi-factor analysis. Our study is built on established framework including works by Newman and Washer 1992 and Norden et al 2021. The econometric equation are expressed using 6 variables with employment as the dependent variable. We apply ordinary least square regression analysis to explore how minimum wage and other factors such as tertiary education enrollment, inflation, labor force participation, and unemployment affect employment. The study focused on Malaysia with the data spans 32 years from 1991 to 2023 and was sourced from the World Bank Development Indicators and Malaysia Department of Statistics. Using descriptive statistic, the mean employment rate was 60.3% within study period, showing stability over time. Tertiary education enrollment exhibited variability, increasing significantly during the late 1990s due to the privatization of higher education and the East Asian economic crisis. Inflation displayed moderate variability with spikes in 2008 due to global commodity price hikes and deflationary period in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. While labor force show moderate variability, unemployment rate remains stable. Next, the correlation metric revealing relationship between variables and the employment. Minimum wage and labor force participation show strong positive correlation with employment. Inflation exhibited a negative correlation with employment, aligning with theoretical expectation. Few correlation values are above 0.7, indicating multicollinearity issues. To validate, using variance inflation factor reveal result between 5 and 10, indicating potential multicollinearity. Our regression analysis result provided compelling insights. Minimum wage and labor force participation show significant positive relationship with employment, both at the 0.1% level of significance. Tertiary education enrollment and inflation had a positive relationship but statistically insignificant effect. Unemployment demonstrated a significant negative relationship with employment at the 1% level. The findings reinforce the importance of minimum wage in promoting job creation. This aligned with Wen and Xiang 2023 that the minimum wage significantly improved the employment of low-skilled workers in Malaysia. Moreover, the results confirm that the implementation of minimum wage policy has encouraged more individuals to enter the labour market. This is all from me, and thank you for listening.
In conclusions, minimum wage laws in Malaysia have mixed effect on the small businesses, potentially leading to downsizing due to the increased labour costs, while also improving the purchasing power of a low-wage workers. So we recommend implementing subsidies or tax break for small businesses and fostering innovations to ensure their sustainabilities. And also, lastly, thank you so much to Professor Tajul Arifin Masran for your guidance. And this is Group A49 signing off. Thank you so much for your attention.